I've never felt more like I was on a wrestling show than that. It's like it's different, right? Different vibe. Feels like
Yeah.
I'm opening Raw. Um, Evening, folks. Hope you're having a good day. We are back for another LNG main event. Shoot, we're having a lot of fun with these. How are you feeling today, pal?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this one. We are watching Stan Hansen versus Kenta Kobashi from July 29th, 1993. An incredible bit here, as we've already said, at least for the first run of this for a while, I'm picking these matches myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already picked one of Joe's favorite matches of all time unintentionally. So we'll let you
Yes.
take the wheel on this one, Joe.
Well, this is a special time to kind of set the stage best I can. I'm not an expert, folks. If any of this is wrong, please tell us in the comments. I think Shoot and I are going to say that on every episode.
Yeah.
We ain't framing ourselves as experts. We're just kind of fans who have different, kind of um, areas of increased knowledge. But 1993, as ridiculous as it sounds, is like 13, 14 years into Stan Hansen's time in Japan. I mean, the Andre match is 81, I believe, and he's a big deal at that point in New Japan. I think he's been in All Japan at this point by a decade. The promotion, and his book talks about this quite a bit, the promotion is changing around him, right? Like the top guys that he kind of met in the middle when he came over are fading away and going, and suddenly it's becoming this era of these epic four pillar kind of thrillers. That's to me on the way, not quite here yet in 1993, but I bring all this up to say 1993 is a very important year in Stan Hansen lore because he has this match and he has one in the February of the same year, which is with Kawada, which one day maybe we'll do. But there are two of his best matches. I think this is his best match we're about to watch now with Kobashi. So that stands part of it. From Kenta Kobashi's side, he is on the climb, basically. I want to say he beats Goldie just before this, which was like a big win for him because Goldie was a former champ. But he's very much a guy who is on that ascension to the inevitable of being, a true top guy. And Hansen is the ultimate roadblock as a gaijin, right? I mean, he's iconic
Right.
in that regard. So I think that about explains most things. Any other sort of questions, thoughts, ideas before we hit play? What do you think?
I did a very little bit of research before we started this.
Mm-hmm.
So is it right that this is their second match, but the first match didn't air or didn't?
Well, from what I don't know what the timing was, but the one thing that's important to know with Stan Hansen is, and this is something that's interesting and broader, and maybe we'll get into it more in the match, but I don't know about the first match, but a lot of his work doesn't operate in like a traditional great match, good match kind of realm. Um, a lot of Stan Hansen matches would him be just kind of mowing guys over with his lariat, and
Yeah.
that'd be that. I don't know if that's happened in the first match. I'm not actually too familiar with the background of that. I know that without a schedule work, it wouldn't be surprised if it was not really much of a
Right.
memorable affair. Right, it was just probably a win because Stan did not. He weren't selling for everyone. That's part of why it mattered when he did sell. So
All right.
interesting.
Well,
Well,
let's
there you
get
go.
into it.
Let's do it. Okay, folks. The link will be below this very video you're watching now. We're on July 29th, 1993. Stan Hansen, Kenta Kobashi. We're going to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go.
All right. So this is Budokan Hall, right?
Mm-hmm. Look at
This
that
is,
visual there.
yeah, it's beautiful. Summer Action Series tour.
The best, right? The tour
Yeah.
names, always the best. I mean, I'm kind of bullish on the G1, on the All Japan branding in general. Like G1's
Yeah.
cool. Champion Carnival.
I've been looking into All Japan more in the last couple days, and the branding
Indeed.
stuff is incredible.
Yeah.
Like a lot of and I don't necessarily know about New Japan, but like a lot of this, when I look up a lot of these Japanese promotions, the names of the tours don't really make a lot of sense to me, and that's of course it doesn't, but
Yeah.
theirs all makes, you know what I mean? Like theirs are all
Mm-hmm.
like, which I think Baba kind of leaned into English more
Yeah.
than that,
Well,
right?
I think the product was look at Stan, my
Yeah,
God. I think the product was more palatable for Western eyes anyway because of the NWA influence.
right.
Because that's the really important thing to remember with All Japan is to me, I always think of it as through the funks. They had this very like Southern wrestling ingredient
Yeah,
to them, which is completely at odds with New Japan's history, and I think that allowed people to kind of maybe see a kind of entryway to get into it that struggle to get into New Japan. I think that's part of their kind of their popularity this time with hardcore fans,
Yeah. All Japan's definitely something we're going to dive more into.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Beating up a young boy immediately.
Here we go.
Oh, God bless.
Here we go, man. This is frenetic. We're gonna have some fun with this one. And the idea of Hansen as that bully is, again, it's like already what Kobashi's doing here is winning him props just for not being scared of the guy. Like, look at this. Look at the pace he's putting on him, because that's the
Good
aura
Lord.
that surrounded Hansen. Tremendous.
So I've seen Kobashi once or twice. Hansen, I've seen a little bit of him in Japan. I've seen some of his stuff in America. Japan is where he really look at that.
He was king. I mean, his work was. I like his work in the AWA.
Yeah.
I've seen bits of the stuff in Puerto Rico, which Oracle tells me is like unbelievably good. And that's in like the 70s, I want to say, like the late 70s. So yeah, but I think Japan is, he was king there. I mean, there's a certain kind of prestige to his just his offense in Japan that's very different, very special in wrestling history.
Oh,
Look at this.
They're just immediately beating the shit out of each other.
Look at this, dude. This match rules.
Yeah.
Like, he's really set. Like, Kobashi's all over him here early, man. That's like a big, that distance is very far from the normal Stan Hansen match.
I mean, this feels like a fight, and I don't mean that in like the, sometimes that gets exaggerated with older matches.
Yeah.
But this one feels like they're just.
Well, I think a big part of that is because I think there's a lot of that when Stan wrestles,
Yeah. Look at this.
Stan, he will get in your face, and you're gonna have to match him, because he's gonna beat you up otherwise. I mean, look, I ain't trying to glorify that. I'm aware some people, think wrestling's moved past that.
Right.
If you wrestle Stan Hansen, the story is that he will just get in your face, and you're gonna fight each other, and you're gonna have to earn it. Kobashi's all over him here. It's a little bit different. You can tell he's giving him a lot in this match.
Yeah. Oh, look at the headbutts. Look at that lariat. Good Lord.
See how he bumped for that, dude? Like, that's, that was a committed effort.
The sound that made.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and I mentioned this before before we started recording, but it is worth saying, and I don't want to get kind of lost in. A big part of this show is us just diving in and seeing what we find, right?
Right.
Like, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. But I know that in very nerdy bubbles of wrestling kind of discussion, the kind that would nitpick matches that are considered great by the masses, there is talk about this match being the best wrestling match ever in those circles. So it's one that has a reputation in the bubble, within that bubble, so to speak. But yeah, it's definitely. I mean, you can see already the kind of vibe here. It's a ride,
Like, I knew when I picked it that it had a reputation. I didn't know it was that highly regarded. Yeah. I mostly just wanted a Hansen in Japan match.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff spanning a long time, long time. Because I mean, he had some strong performances even in like the late 90s,
Right.
It's like a 20-year run.
I like you can hear the individual fans yelling out.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the absolute best. It's actually like recently some of the Japanese promotions have had their fans able to like chant and stuff again. And you've actually got it back. And it's like, oh man, it's the coolest thing that I took for granted,
Right.
The absolute coolest. Oh. You talk about looking like it's a struggle. Oh, my God.
He kept it on. That's good. Yeah.
This is like as giving as you'll see Hansen in the first act of a match. He's been on the defensive the whole time.
To say, Kobashi's dominated for the most part.
Mm-hmm. He's just he caught him off guard early, caught him cold, and he's just been kind of reeling. He's trying to get some separation all the time,
Yep. Oh, look at that kick.
Beautiful sell too. The way he dropped on the rail there looks so good.
I love their barricades.
Yeah.
They're better than
Absolutely.
ours.
Yeah, they make such great sound.
Yeah, they still use those too. Like
Yeah.
it's the exact same. They probably design wise the exact same.
I love this whole aesthetic, honestly. I mean, there's more iconic All Japan looks, like the half the split ring, the diagonal split one is the best,
Yeah.
I think. But this one is cool. I mean, look at it; it's great. Look at Hansen. Look at his facials there.
He looks like he's in hell.
You know,
We're 5 minutes in, according to the ring announcer. Never would have guessed it's been 5 minutes already.
did you see how much of the work Kobashi had to do on that suplex? And again, for those of you that are watching this that aren't watching in much background, it's like that's cool, but it needs to be reiterated how few guys are just picking up Stan Hansen for a suplex. Like that weren't the way Stan Hansen wrestled in these matches. You know, like his performance so far has already kind of been a huge statement from Kobashi.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that like Hansen came into this match with a clear goal in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine, considering the respect there, I've got to imagine that this was like a very, clear directive from Baba, right? Like this really make a point of this tonight. This is one of our guys here, and you can see Hansen. I mean, he's certainly doing it thus far. That's what the whole match has been about so far.
He's basically running from him whenever he gets a chance.
And Hansen's selling is actually one of the more divisive parts of his game, but I don't think you can argue with what he's producing here on that front.
No, I like it. I mean, it's. Oh, yep. The crowd gasped just for Hansen running into the ropes.
That's
like
something
they expected the match to turn right there.
This is something that you need to be very wary of, and it adds to the match. Is if Stan hits the ropes or he just lifts his arm for to signal the lariat, you're going to hear like horror movie style gasps.
Yeah.
Like it's honestly, I think it's unlike anything else in wrestling history. That move is so protected that him getting any kind of momentum, people expect it or fear it. So
it's awesome.
That's definitely a thing. Yeah, it's a great example of what we often talk about, right? You can train the audience. You beat enough guys with that move, it's death in their mind, ultimately. The lighting here. This is saying again that Japanese wrestling still does better. Look at how this looks,
Yeah. Yeah, the aesthetic here is better than modern wrestling in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I've like, without going too far into it, like I'm noticing, and I'm sure it's part of it's just because I'm older, but like I almost like the more understated presentation than all the video boards and all the. It's good to have that sometimes, but sometimes you just want it to look like
absolutely
just a well lit ring, and that's all you really need.
Well, I think it's partly because the alternative is now so like it's so hard to differentiate. It's just big screens. It's like ultimately they're just different logos on the screens, dude. It ain't like there's nothing striking about it. Now again, we are only 10 minutes in here, and Stan has just been getting whooped basically the whole time.
Yeah, he's had maybe 2-3 flurries of offense, and even those were really short.
He's selling exhaustion. Look at that, the desperation on that stroke there.
Yep.
It's like he needs to just get him off of him. Kobashi's look at the stagger.
Yeah, this selling's popping me huge. It's tremendous.
He's
not going so over the top with it that it becomes ridiculous. Like it's just you feel like he's in trouble. Oh,
there you go.
Yep.
There you go. Just in the perfect time in there. That felt like his last swing. And look at him selling now the exhaustion.
Yep.
Lifts himself up like I've got a chance here.
And Kobashi just collapsed there, which was awesome.
I genuinely believe that to be one of the most impactful shifts of momentum because I always remember that.
Yeah.
And how often do you truly remember a shift?
Oh, he just jumped on him.
He does.
Like he landed on his legs.
And he does like a dive through the bottom rope sometimes too, which is always fun. They're like his big, like desperate, quasi high flyer gimmicks.
Oh God!
Indeed, he had a window
on the floor with no padding there.
Had a window, brother. He had to open it.
Yep.
Had to open it.
The crowd reactions here are incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to that. They immediately come up.
Unbelievable, isn't it? The crowd, they add so much to this era's matches. They just do. It's magical, honestly.
You can't understate. We've talked about this a million. Like the importance of a professional wrestling crowd.
Absolutely.
A crowd that really buys into your product and really, that was done so quickly too.
Yeah.
Like all in one motion, stepped through the ropes, fell on him with the elbow.
And did you notice Kobashi was just starting to like frame himself up?
Yeah.
So it was like he just got his head up and then boom, he was back down again. Yeah, it's incredible momentum shift. My God. Hansen, he wanted to close the show right there. He wanted to get out of there, man. He's still fighting uphill. It's the selling of the exhaustion that I think saying that's really an art form people struggle with, you know?
Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful knee.
Mm-hmm.
That's very different than like almost anyone else would do it, but it works.
Yeah, because it was very blunt, which is what a lot of Stan's stuff is, you know? Like Stan's
look
not
at
going
his
to...
face.
Indeed. Remember when we were talking earlier about being in a fight in there? Like,
yeah.
Look at this, what he's doing now. He does this a lot in his matches. Like, he's just like kneeing him and just like... just sort of... It's all very blunt. Like, he's not going to sort of do something that makes you go... That makes you like pop in excitement. It's more like, good Lord, look at
that elbow.
Oh my goodness.
Kobashi again, just lightly kicking his leg there to show like
building up the strength to kick.
Yeah. Like he's already trying, but he doesn't have the energy yet. And then
So good, dude. It's so good, man. And Hansen's trying with pins because he wants to get out of there and go home. He's been caught off guard, but he's managed to survive. Look at this. The desperation on display, man.
This ref is good too.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I've definitely noticed as I've watched more Japanese wrestling is I don't always love the way the officials work.
That's fair, yeah.
This guy's good. Who I'm not familiar with him.
I'm not sure. This is where we had a real expert on the main event. They'd know immediately, right? Yeah, look at this. I like too how different standing control feels to Kobashi, you know?
Yeah.
They feel completely different in control.
Top. Oh, here he comes. Oh. Firing up.
Look at this. Look at Hansen's face.
Oh, look at that short. Oh, look at that sell. Beautiful.
Place came up for that, man.
Yep.
Listen to the drama in the building. You can hear just like desperation, excitement, you know?
I get why they don't do it, but at the same time, like all those photographers around the ring, it adds to it to me.
Oh, it's great. I agree totally. I absolutely agree. And again, I'm with you. I understand the opposite argument. I'm aware, but I don't know, man. There's something to be said for it.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
The mistake of youth there, fair to say, right?
Yeah.
Some naivety on display. And again, look, usually the willing bully, Stan he ain't trying to just, he ain't playing with his
he's trying to win now.
Yeah, there, man. This kid's something different, you know? Look at Stan.
Going to the middle rope here. Listen to the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And like I love that because that's the logical, like, man, I have to pin him with something. What should I do? Just dive on him from the middle.
I like look at the way Hansen sold that kick out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little thing that you don't see as much anymore. Like he threw himself off of Kobashi. Like instead of like that desperate just got a shoulder up, like it's showing Kobashi still has something left.
It's the strength of Kobashi. It's the spirit of him, which is really what the match is about.
Oh, and look at that.
This beautiful man. Hansen's like nearly 45 here, I want to say.
Yeah, he's still very good here.
Oh my God, man. The strikes. Hansen's just feeding his jaw, man. Look.
Oh. Shin bone to the face there.
Absolutely, man. Look at this.
These chops are something else, man. Oh, there we go. God, those
See
are on
that?
another level too.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Yeah, you see a slightly lesser version of those on TBS sometimes.
yeah,
A
that's
loving
just, I don't think
tribute.
I've ever seen them that fast before.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at that.
This
That's
is,
one of my favorites. Just like a kick to the back. Like,
yeah. Oh, look at those. Oh,
it's a battle of will, dude. Hansen just wants him to give up. Like, go down.
oh,
Like,
look
what are
at
you
those
doing?
headbutts. Yep. Big boot.
Oh,
Oh,
it's that. That is what's playing out. Like, it's not like people talk about storytelling in Japanese wrestling. The story is as simple as Hansen is almost insulted by this young dude's like refusal to just give in.
yeah.
Like, he's used to mowing guys over, you know.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful DDT.
spike bump, by the way, there from
Yep.
40 plus Stan Hansen.
Hansen's kickouts getting a little bit less
Mm-hmm.
powerful.
It's on the side of his face there. Look at the swelling there.
Yep.
These guys have beat each other up. I mean, look at Kabashi's face.
Oh, he looks like he's been through war.
Mm-hmm. Sure, he feels like it. Yep.
Oh,
He went for it. It was very desperate, though, wasn't it? Almost a blind swing. Almost a blind swing.
Pop for a chin lock.
Mm-hmm. Look at Hansen.
Look at him selling
Look at that sell. It
Crowd
pops me
coming
stuff
up
like
again.
this, you know. Like they're basically working it as a submission finish.
Yeah.
Like, but earlier he had a very similar hold on, and it was just because that's just how the audience has been trained. It was like it wasn't at all a submission finish. It was just a hold.
That's what people like. Rest holds, if you want to call them that, almost have a bad reputation now. But it's like if you don't just sit in it, it's you know what I mean. Like,
well, if you don't sit in it, it's not a rest hold, right? That's the truth of it. It's like,
well, that's true too. Yeah, but even like there's little things you can do to,
of course,
where even you don't have to put that much effort. To
the reason they have a bad rep now is because a lot of guys use them because they don't really intend to do anything in this portion of the match. They're just chilling, you know.
Oh,
indeed, high angle on that one, right?
Oh, that was
first one of the match, by the way. It's worth
Yeah.
It's the first high angle bump suplex in the match.
We're what, like 20 minutes in almost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost 20 in.
Yep, Hansen doesn't have much energy left to do full cover now.
No, he just got a little bit of his body
desperate,
over, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good Lord, the eye, man. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, just runs him over with the shoulder block there.
Here we go.
Oh, yep, he lifts the arm in the crowd immediately.
Did you see that, dude? People not only react, they stood up.
Oh.
It's beautiful. It really is. The power of that signal is like, it's just forever, man. Like, people, just the way they come up for it is unbelievable. My God.
Oh, that's beautiful. That was all one leg springboard too.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this referee, Joe. He's adding to this match for me.
I'm probably like really fouling people here in the comments. It's probably like the referee, but I'm very bad at those things. You probably realize talking about AEW with me that I'm very bad at those things. I'm like, who was it?
I don't, and that's the thing. I'm not someone who always notices the ref, but like he's selling everything without making himself the.
Did you see that kick out?
Yeah.
Stan will do that sometimes. He'll pull the guy's hair off. He'll pull his hair and pull him off himself.
That's smart, yeah.
It rules. Oh, good Lord. I mean, that really puts over the threat.
Listen to that reaction for the body slam.
Yep, there you go.
That's again like the 10th leg drop of the match.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Oh!
Wow. Oh!
Bit on that one, didn't they?
Yeah. I bit on that one.
Mm-hmm. Felt like it finally just put him down. Great. Look at that great shot that is.
Yeah. This is a tremendous quality video.
It really is a great upload.
Classics of All Japan on YouTube.
Yeah, because the All Japan archives are in kind of a weird spot where the promotion doesn't own them.
Oh, okay.
The TV network, that owns them. Like,
oh yeah, I knew that.
That's why like people get the All Japan streaming service and are really upset about it. It's just they don't have. Look at that!
Oh, have a feeling this YouTube channel will become a regular on the late night Grin Main Event.
Yeah, there's a lot of greatness here. Hansen, it's always important to remember, his look is what it is, but that dude was like a serious football player, and he was a monster, man. He can do some stuff athletically. You kind of get reminded of it sometimes. Like, wow, he can pretty strike in that regard. Look at this, holding the boot.
Yep. Slapping the shit out of him.
It's just pure and utter will. Two guys at the complete opposite ends of their careers with complete different experience, and look at them.
I think that was the 20-minute announcement there. Oh, look at that. Just a... Oh.
Oh. People standing up for the finish.
The crowd's buying all of these now.
Mm-hmm.
They're desperate for him to win.
And they've worked at such a pace that the finish can come at any second.
Right.
Which is something that's like a big part of this style, so to speak. Like
sunset flip.
The idea that you set out at a pace that means it can end at any moment believably is very important.
Oh, yep. So Kobashi's just desperate to get the win here. He's trying everything.
He's getting closer and closer.
Small package.
Hansen's just staying alive. Look at this.
Oh, that was almost a DDT into him.
He's getting on the mat. Hansen's. Oh! My God. This match is every bit as good as I remembered it being. Oh. That kick
These
out
counts,
was,
man.
Mm-hmm.
Every count's the exact same.
Yep. That's just flown by for me, man.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Just flown by. Something's happening at every turn, Look at Hansen.
Oh, another body slam.
Here we go.
Going up top. Oh, Hansen's getting up.
Look at those shots. Camera work, bro.
Look at that cell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Oh!
Oh my goodness.
Lord!
There is.
Oh!
There is. That's a very, 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 very famous moment in Stan Hansen's career, that shot right there. And could it have looked better? Could they have shot that any better?
That was awesome.
That is gorgeous, dude. Look at that. That's pro wrestling brilliance right there.
Look at this. Daddy came and rolled him over.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. No kicking out of that one, brother. Where he hits it.
Wow.
So on the Grin, when you mentioned this match, someone in the chat said, "Is that the famous, lariat off the turnbuckle one?" And you was doing something, looking at your phone and saying, and I clicked on it and was like, "Did this?" Whoever that was, I hope you enjoyed that because I wanted you to experience that in real. Because once he hits it, that's it, bro.
I thought Kobashi won this match. I genuinely didn't.
Hansen's very protected.
I'm sure there was a visual reaction on screen there when I saw that 3 count because I was very surprised.
Hansen was protected forever, man. In All Japan, he's like, he gets the belt back a bunch of times. It's wild.
Yeah.
And he has many more matches with the Pillars. I mean, it's weird. Him and Misawa don't ever really click, which is really strange considering, he's not my favorite, but you'd probably say Misawa's the best Pillar.
Right.
He was the ace. But they never really had good matches. In Hansen's book, I think he constantly refers to this culture clash of guys who wanted to lay their matches out and guys who were just going there and wrestle. Which is interesting because he seemed to have great matches with, namely Kobashi and Kawada. And it's I don't know. It feels like that same culture clash would be there with them to me. But
some people just don't click. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they had a few cracks in. They just never quite figured it out. That is.
Look at this selling.
I know.
That was they told a great story there.
And that's the key, right? Is how often do you see folks that don't watch Japanese wrestling do that blanket argument about I like the stories in wrestling? It's well, That's a very vague thing. I mean, stories can be anything in wrestling. It could be as simple as that.
Right.
That was literally just a struggle for position. It was like two careers at crossroads almost, Fabulous, fabulous match. Takeaways, Stu. I mean, obviously we had a great time watching it. Any other like kind of broad thoughts now that we put that one in the LNG main event history books?
Tremendous match. I definitely want to see more of both. Obviously I knew both of them were great anyway, but like I haven't seen. So that's Kabashi's basically on the verge of breaking through there, right? Is where
Yeah,
about where we are.
yeah, like that match and the fact that I'm pretty sure he beat Gordy before. It may be just after, but I think it's before. He's like basically now a top guy, but obviously he has to eventually get the belt itself, which is ahead.
Right.
So yeah, the promotion is kind of evolving, and guys are getting that famed era is taking shape. Hansen will be a constant in that era and kind of like a regular thorn in their side at every turn. Um, I'm not. I forget how kind of this particular rivalry plays out. I know that Hansen has some very strong matches even till the end of the decade, but I forget like if him and Kobashi are some of those. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean he's about to be. I mean the best way to kind of give some timeline to it, that's 1993 and 2005 when he comes over to Ring of Honor, he's like king. Right? He's been like the
Right.
legend of pro wrestling for years
Yeah.
and years at that point. So yeah, he's got a hell of a run ahead of him. I think it's fair to say. Slight understatement, honestly, but yeah, man, that's a moment in time. It's a very special match. Absolutely.
Tremendous. We're 3 for 3.
Yes.
Early on, that run will continue as time goes on. We'll find some matches that are probably not
Yeah.
good because it's
Yeah.
all literally like right now. We're kind of going through. I'm going through and find stuff that's got a reputation, but eventually it's going to be these are two names that pop me. Let's watch it, and we're going to have no idea if it's any good or not, and that's the fun of it. We'll find out together
Absolutely.
because us watching a match that's not good is probably going to be tremendous content
I
as
think
well.
so.
So,
I mean, I'm surprised you put that Papashongo match in the playlist. It's pretty
yeah,
wild. So
let it play out.
yeah, absolutely. So I think the conclusion is you can expect to see more Hansen, more
Yes.
Kobashi, and more All Japan 90s in this journey, right? I think it's fair to
Oh
say.
yeah. It's
Okay.
kind of
Well,
easy to know what to expect from me. You're going to get a lot of that. You're going to get a lot of the Von Erichs. You're going to get a lot of Bockwinkel.
yeah.
And eventually we'll get into more modern. You're going to get a lot of Kenta.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
We're gonna have some fun with that, definitely. Eventually, of course, I'll just forcefully make this the Ring of Honor watch along show. Um, it will then be called LNG Undercard, and we'll rebrand it. Called saying that maybe that's what it should be called now, actually, right? Without
yeah,
that
we
track
haven't had a
record.
main event match yet. If you want to be technical about it.
Would you say this is the best one we've done so far? It's my favorite, but I'm
Yeah, I
intrigued what you
think
think.
so. Yeah. Because I mean, Bockwinkel and Hogan was not a great match. It was a good match.
Yeah.
It was more noteworthy than like a tremendously worked match. But
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, especially for Hogan standards, very good match.
Mm-hmm.
And then Von Erich and Flair was also very good. But again, I'm incredibly biased when it comes to Kevin Von Erich.
It's also a hard comparison because as we talked about on the show, Flair and Von Erich was that was their 15th,
Yeah.
15th run of it. It's different, right? It just is, but yeah, hell of a time. All right, folks, we hope you've enjoyed another edition of LNG Main Event. If you would like to get the audio to these episodes a little early, actually the Wednesday before we post them here on YouTube, you can do so at latenightgrin.com, where just $1 gets you that. Audio access to all the other shows. It gets you the Burt Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then, of course, the flagship show, Grin Proper, as you often call it, shoot,
Yes.
after Rampage every single week, which is a riot, it's fair to say, right? So, anything else on that front? Go ahead, Chip.
You can't understate the audio there. I'm not sure everyone knows. Like if you just follow us on YouTube, and again, you're not required to give us money, but pretty much everything that gets posted on this YouTube channel,
Yeah.
if you're a patron, the audio's up there. So
yes,
if you'd rather listen to us in podcast form, so to speak, the dulcet tones of Joe and Shoot, it's there. $1 a month.
it is. Many hours. For better or worse, there are many hours about professional wrestling. So There you go, folks. LateNightGrin.com. We've enjoyed this. We'll see you on the next one. All hail and keep grinning.